Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob. I got my man Izzy here, and we back. Reality Check, Virtual Radio, Blacklight Revelations, podcast number 15. And it's the 200th subscriber celebration. Congratulations, bro. We got 200 subscribers.
Congratulations to you, big bro, and thank you to all the people that's subscribing. You know what I mean? Y'all make us want to keep on doing this. So, it is what it is.
Facts, big facts, bro. So what's been good with it, man? It's been a minute. I think it's been about a week. We did the live stream last week, chopped up some videos, got some pretty good views. You know what I'm saying? We got 800 more till we get to that 1,000, but we will get there soon because we got some great subscribers. So what's been good with it, man? Let's let's get it in.
Man, let's get it, man. It's life, man. Life is doing it, man. That's what it is, man. And every day above ground is a good day. So, man, let's start this shit. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, no doubt. So let me give some quick shout outs to everybody that's in the building, and let's check the mics. If you guys can hear both of us, you guys already know. Give me a thumbs up emoji or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you can't hear me, give me a thumbs down. We got Gullah Jack Tracks in the building. We got Cameron Jones in the building. We got Carla Lockhart in the building. We got Val Williams in the building. We got Tony Danridge in the building. What's good with it, bro? We got Atalia Phillips in the house. We got Cameron Jones up in here, and that's it. That's what's good. We'll have some more people come in a minute. Make sure y'all smash that like button, share the video out wherever you're watching from. And so yeah, man. So that video that we did where we was talking about just pearly things, that shit's still hitting, man. People still liking that content.
Hey, man, that's what it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because that old weirdo bitch, man. Anyway, man, look, fuck that. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it. All right, bro. So check this out. We're gonna get into that just pearly thing shit, but I had sent you that article, and I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Antioch Police Department, they had a racist texting group. What do you think about that? Now, I know like a couple years ago in Antioch, there was a Asian guy, and his name was Angelo Quinto, and he got killed by the police in a similar fashion to what happened with George Floyd. But I didn't know nothing about this this racist group that they have, and I'm at my article limit. Hold on real quick. So let me see. I'm about to see if I can nah, it won't even let me. But let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this popping real quick. It's probably not gonna let me though. But yeah, apparently like there was like some kind of text message group. And what ended up happening with the text message group was that some police officers were sending all these racist messages in there back and forth. And, of course, it was being denied and stuff like that. And it just leads back to all of the corruption that it's the same story that we see all the time on repeat. You know what I'm saying? Just more BS. With the police departments. So, and those police departments out there on the West Coast, all the police departments are corrupt, but them ones out on the West Coast, some of the most corrupt ones, bro.
Yeah, man, I've been telling the motherfuckers that for years, man, because Sacramento's one of the worst, even in the Bay where everybody thinks it's so liberal. You know what I mean? Antioch ain't even too far from here, man. That is not a surprise because these motherfuckers go out of their way to target black folks. You know what I mean? Whether we doing something or whether we not, you know what I mean? And it is what it is at the end of the day, man. We already know that police are, put together and they're put into power in order for them to suppress us and make sure rich folks stay rich. You feel me? So They stay safe. It's not about, protecting the public. It's not about keeping the public safe. It's about keeping rich white folks safe. So that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically. And that's a perfect way to put it. And like my thing is crazy. It's like people don't understand that.
No, because they think that they are some sort of group that's like helping stop crime. You know, at the end of the day, people got to always remember that the police is reactive. They are not proactive. You understand what I mean? So
Right.
when people sit here and they say and they see all these things about the police, they're reactive. They're
Right.
reactive to finding out the big drug, the big drug deals. They're reactive when it comes down to crime, murder, assaults, rapes, things of that nature. And all they're really trying to do is make sure fucking rich white folks don't lose their shit, and they just trying to make sure that black folks stay, with felonies so they can keep on putting us in prisons because that 13th Amendment keeps us slaves.
Yeah, I was about to say, so they can keep getting that cheap slave labor. You know what I'm saying? So check this out, right? Before we actually get into this video, it's a video from the Black Authority, from his channel called The Business, which is a channel that I watch all the time. But the question that's asked here, it pertains to that whole Just Pearly thing stuff, but you're gonna see some different angles of it. The question is asked: are immigrants always denying racism? That's the question. Now,
And the
I
answer
want
is yes.
we'll go into it. Go into it. Give me some more real quick. What's up with it, Jay Bird? And I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Are immigrants always denying racism?
Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, immigrants are always denying because they get to use the same as bullshit excuses that fucking these white folks is out here using. They get to sit around and say, we made it. Why can't you? They get to use us as a stepping ladder. At the end of the day, man, you know what I mean? Immigrants is just as racist because they are told, hey, man, look, as long as you don't associate with them, hey, you good to go. And as long as you stay, conform within our boundaries and where we allow you to go, hey, you good to go. Don't even trip.
Now, here go my question. Why do you think they conform to that?
To be completely honest, I think what it is they see the message that is written on the wall. The message that is written on the wall is if you do not conform, if you do not adhere, if you do not acquiesce to what we have built, you will end up just like these niggas over here.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
On top of that, a lot of them have white master complexes too. You know what I mean? They love it.
Oh man,
They love that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, white master, you know what I mean, pretty white master lady, you know.
man,
So,
that's exactly what it's like with this shit right here, bro. What's going on with this shit right here is it's not only crazy, but it's embarrassing. Like it's so crazy because like I'm doing mad content on it because it's, what I'm saying, like YouTube is giving out the views and giving out the growth with it. But like at the same time, though, like what's crazy about it is how oblivious people are with this. Like, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, I'm just sitting here looking at this shit. Do you like listen to this? Listen to this.
all
You
right.
know what I'm saying? And like people are, it's so mind-boggling to me, bro. People are like siding with her. Like, listen to this. Listen to this.
How do you get the world to overlook the most heinous acts in human history when there's evidence lying all around them? You make sure that no one saw it, or you make sure that no one cares.
Where they had in the antebellum South, yet they only produced like 7% of the country's dairy because it was just really unproductive. And there was, all the like whippings or whatever, like that stuff. Like it was just common there. Like the white people were whipped too.
The white people were whipped too.
Well, the white people that were fucking indentured servants were, but at the end of the day, they had a way to take their quote unquote masters to motherfucking court. They had a laws in place set up for them. See, the thing is they always try to blow out these little bullshit ass fucking things. Oh, they only made 7% of the dairy. So what? They literally fed the whole entire world with cotton that came off of our back that we picked. You understand? So the thing is they always try to say this shit. Then another one that they always try to say is some bullshit like, oh, only about 2%. Nah, that's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Only 2% own slave. Nah, fuck out of here with that dumb shit. Only 2% own a lot of slaves. You understand? Almost everybody owns some sort of slave. A lot of them did, including black folks, but we're not even going to jump on that one because that's a whole different subject. But at the end of the day, a lot of these motherfuckers really did have a lot of slaves. Then on top of that, you got to remember that, the North was populated And, you know, there was a very few townships, right? And people seem to forget this, but New York had the most slaves for the longest time. You know what I mean? And that's up north. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they sit here and they try to make all these bullshit excuses, but at the end of the day, they not paying attention to shit. And they think that if they can equate what happened to us to what happened to other groups, you see what I'm saying? Then they think that they are somehow justified in diminishing or dismissing the things that we went through, which is absolute bullshit, because we literally built the planet or built this continent. We built, you know, all the different things that are going on. We built the foundation, the house, the rooms, the motherfucking stairs to go upstairs. We fucking handmade the motherfucking silverware. We handmade the pots. We handmade the motherfucking bowls in the goddamn place. And all they did was walk in and start motherfucking, you know, picking what they wanted to motherfucking eat. And that's what the fuck it is.
Yeah, and it's still like that today. Which is funny because they ask how slavery affects anybody that's alive today, and it's still the same way today.
Well,
you know
how does slavery affect black folks and foundational black folks today? Is it's literally built inside of our genes. See, this is what everybody keeps on trying to fucking, you know, dismiss. The fact of, these motherfuckers want to keep on acting like this shit is not literally in our DNA. Okay.
Right.
You know, epigenetics.
Go into that with the epigenetics.
Yeah, people don't understand that things that happen to you, right? Especially really, really, really bad things that happen to you. These things fundamentally change our DNA. And this DNA is quite literally passed from generation to generation to generation. And it changes our DNA. This is how much trauma affects people. Real trauma, not this fake bullshit. Oh, you call me a name, or fucking you don't like, you know, whatever bullshit. No, real trauma literally affects your DNA, and it is passed on from generation to generation. And we are the progenitors that have to deal with this trauma over and over and over. You see what I'm saying? And they do not have this trauma. They do not have to deal with this trauma because we dealt with it for generations, while they only dealt with it for, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 generations. And then when we're talking about these fucking, you know, tethers and these motherfucking, you know, anchor babies and shit, they are not dealing with it because they come over here with a colonized mind and they are picked and chosen. So the fact of the matter is none of these motherfuckers respect us, and they all just want to dismiss everything that we fucking talking about. And this is why whenever we stand up and say, hey man, you're gonna have to respect this, they want to try to demonize us instead of demonizing the motherfuckers that's actually doing the disrespect. And fuck them.
Yeah, and I also think that I honestly think that FBA people are the only black people, you know what I'm saying, the small segment of us that we are the only ones whose brains aren't completely defeated and dominated. And even those of us that whose brains ain't completely defeated and dominated, we all got issues, but like we're the last standing people.
Yeah, we like the last. Yeah, we the last of the Mohicans, my dude. You know what I mean? We are, you know, quite literally the ones that are willing to go out there and fight. We are the warriors, and this is one of the biggest things why they want to demonize, you know, foundational Black Americans. This is the reason why they always want to put African immigrants and tethers and shit against foundational, because the fact of the matter is that these tethers are, you know, colonized. Their mind state is completely colonized. They can't get out of the colonized mind state, so they come over here with their yes masses, and they understand because they look at you know, these white folks like they're gods. You know what I mean? And fucking we don't. We look at them like everyday people, and we understand what the fuck we went through, and we understand what we fought through. They do not understand that because they didn't fight. There's only a few groups that fought. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so even out of those groups, those groups still allowed a lot of different people to come in and colonize their towns and their countries and different shit like that. So the fact of the matter is we are the last of the warriors. We are the motherfuckers that will stand up. And this is why the programming is really important. This is why Black folks really need to stop with the infight. And this is why Black folks, because they're gaining from this. Because what they do is they keep our minds focused on each other, looking at each other's pockets, looking at each other as, you know, this or that. You see what I'm saying? And they want to keep us fighting, keep us with the gangs, keep us with the drugs, keep us with all this other shit. Make sure that we stay poor, because if we stay poor, we're all fighting in order to get up out this motherfucking box, right? And if they can do that, they don't have to worry about the true warrior class, the motherfuckers that will really stand up, the motherfuckers that will really go to war and give our life to make sure that fucking we get what we deserve.
Yeah, I agree 110%. And like I said, if you ask me, we are the last living threats to white supremacy. And they want to make sure that there's no threats around to white supremacy. So
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Being the fact that we're the only ones. And honestly, like, I mean, the only threats that we are at this point, how we are, is just simply those of us who just resist it. Like, some people, I don't know, it's weird how people are built. Some people just like naturally resist white supremacy, and other people just don't have the ability to do it. This is almost like they're brainwashed. Like, they don't have the ability to recognize it. They don't have the ability to stand up to it. And then others of us just reject it. The way that it is so close to that movie, The Matrix, where like all these like other non-black groups and a lot of black people are basically the same as the woman in the red dress. You know how I said anybody that's still attached to the Matrix is a problem? So it's like all the other black people, you can't even really look at them like they're other black people until you verify that they're detached from this white supremacy matrix. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with anybody else, which kind of negates, like it takes away from the advantage of unity, because you can't really even have unity until somebody is vetted properly, even with other black people.
No,
You know
absolutely. No, absolutely. But see, this is the thing. This is a major reason on why when you ask one of these tethers, right? When you ask one of these tethers, you know, do you understand our history? They'll try to give you that basic bullshit story that they learn in school, that everybody learns in school, and think that they know something. But the fact of the matter is, they don't really truly understand, nor do they care to understand. So what that is able to do, right, is to deny this thing that we call the system of white supremacy. They can deny all these things, right? And then the more that they gain, they can keep on denying it. And the only true people that actually see, you know, this the system of white supremacy in action every single day is us, because we have gone through it. We can see it from a mile away. We can spot that shit within 2 seconds of seeing that shit. But they can deny it because they don't truly understand it. And because they are benefited, because they are given things, because they can always say, well, at least I'm not that Negro, right? You know, at least I'm not that nigga. You know what I mean? They can always deny it, because they can say, well, I came here with nothing, and my parents came here with nothing, and we got out to the ghetto. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but
you still have nothing, even though you got out of the ghetto, idiot.
Right. All you got was a little fucking gold star, and you got your little bullshit ass last name, so they knew who the fuck to pick. So fuck you, motherfucker. You still colonized, and you still acquiescent, so you ain't nothing but a motherfucking robot to them. So it is what it is.
Exactly. No, that's a perfect analogy, bro. Like, it just, I don't know, like, and that, to me, like, that shit is just sad to see, and it's irritating to watch, but it just seems like it keeps getting worse and getting worse and getting worse and getting worse. And the thing is that I don't know if it's a bad thing that it's getting worse, or I don't know if it's a good thing that it's getting worse, because you know what they say, sometimes it has to get worse to get better. What I do notice, though, is that a lot of the like actual FBA, a lot of the descendants of slaves are now starting to, it seems like people are starting to see an increased urgency and an increased necessity on like a lot of the things that we need to do. One of those things being delineation and vetting better. And it seems like you're starting to see people pick up the pace on figuring out methods on doing that, which is a good thing. You know,
no, absolutely. But one thing we also got to do, and you know, I think foundational Black Americans need to go out of their way to do, is when we start doing these crime statistics, hey man, we need to fucking delineate from a immigrant or anchor baby, tether baby. We need to motherfucking delineate from them and them being put in the black category, the black African American thing. Because the fact of the matter is, whenever they commit a crime, we take the brunt, we take the hit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So all of that bad juju comes on us, right? And we just keep on hearing the same old bullshit, which is you guys just keep on committing crimes, crimes to get Asian and all this other shit. But it's actually a lot of times it's them with their mental problems and their, bullshit, not being able to make it and all this other bullshit. So the fact of the matter is we need to make sure that we're delineating not only from, motherfuckers that are turning their back on us, our own people, but on top of that, the tethers, we must delineate from them and we must make them a completely different category than us, because we cannot keep on taking the hit for their downfall. They take the hit for all their good shit. We take the hit for their downfall. So fuck them. And we need to separate that shit. And we need to make that very clear that they are not us. And we should not have to deal with their mess ups while they get all the glory for all their good shit that they claim that they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. All right, bro. Let's run this some more.
And there was, all the like whippings or whatever, like that stuff. Like it was just common there. Like the white people were whipped too. Like there was more recorded lashings of like the white people down there than there was the black people.
Cite your sources, bitch.
Another crazy thing. When race relations
hold on, I got you, bro.
in the US, like in the
all right, go ahead.
See, that shit is absolute fucking nonsense. The fact of the matter, if any of them white folks ever got whooped, it was because, maybe they were abolitionists, or maybe because some other bullshit, but they didn't get whipped more than us, and they didn't get beat more than us. They didn't get chased by fucking dogs more than us. They didn't get murdered more. Fuck out of here. That shit is bullshit, man. And this broad is over here trying to tell some lie with this old confused mulatto sitting next to her giving mulatto. Like these motherfuckers, I swear to God, these old cooning ass fucking confused mulattoes sitting around here motherfucking acting like they ain't got no kind of representation. These motherfuckers just make black folks look bad too.
Bro.
And you know what? The fact of the matter, if you a mulatto, if you mix anything like that and you ain't got black on your shit for your whole life or a majority of your life, man, you is not a part of the clique. Fuck out of here with that dumb shit.
No, I agree 110%, bro. Like I said, it's the same. It's even on a different level with it's two type of light skinned motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's light skinned motherfuckers that's just like just down, and it's light skinned motherfuckers that's just you're just lost, and I can't with you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, fuck that shit. I know confused mulatto when I see one. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
All them motherfuckers is lost in a motherfucking brain. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of them motherfuckers is raised by their white mamas. You know what I mean? And so what they're infused with is that, white girl ideology and that white girl mentality. You feel me? Because they feel like they white, but they not really white. These motherfuckers at the end of the day, they will always be viewed as black, but they is just confused ass mulattoes that really just need a slap in their mouth, and they need a nigga wake up call. But even when they get that nigga wake up call, we should not be accepting them no matter what.
No, I agree. Like, which is crazy because it's funny you was talking about the mixed people and shit. You know what I'm saying? That just Pearly Things chick, she messes around with black dudes. Like her ex-boyfriend was black. So like imagine her. Did you ever see that little segment on Fox News where the white mom had a mixed kid and she was outraged that her son was identifying as black? Like she saw that as a problem. That would be the shit that just Pearly Things would do.
No, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to assimilate their children. You understand what I mean? So it's if they go off and they try to say, oh, I'm black, mama, you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is they don't like that. Because now what they're doing is saying, what about your white side? Fuck you. Everybody knows I got a little bit of white in me, but that's not the
What about it? The white people are the ones that made the white side irrelevant when they did the one drop rule. And now these motherfuckers running around talking about what about the white side? Like, man, shut up about the white side. How about that? Like,
that's real shit. Because when I walk out this door, ain't nobody gonna view me as white. They gonna see me as a whole ass nigga.
Facts. Super facts. Like it's the police test. Look what happened to Dante Wright in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? His mom was white and he got killed by a woman that looked like his mom, Kim Potter.
That's real shit.
You
That's
know what I'm
real
saying?
shit. And the thing is, you a lot of black folks be trying to, a lot of white folks be saying, hey, as long as you follow the rules, ain't nothing gonna happen. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, right. You a nigga. At the end of the day, if you got that kind of complexion, you is a threat. So
The
you
only
gotta
thing you
just
got with our complexion is sun protection. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
real
that's it.
shit. That's real motherfucking shit. So, stop with that bullshit. And, these white women who are raising black kids, if they are not doing a proper job by teaching them about who they fuck they are and who they are when they walk outside them doors, they are nothing more than a detriment to those kids. They are putting those kids' lives in danger. And at the end of the day, man, it's like, I hate to say something like this, but, lightweight, they kind of deserve what they get.
Real shit. And you know what? To be honest, like I ain't trying to be funny, but that shit up in Minnesota with that kid Dante Wright, who knows how his mother raised him? You know what I'm saying? Like she could have possibly raised him, and he's running around thinking like you a little white boy, you allowed to square up with the police, and you don't have to listen to anything. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like he dealt with a white cop, you know what I'm saying, who ended up taking him out. You know what I'm saying? Who we don't know how his mom raised him and shit. And like it's clear cut evidence that in a lot of cases, if the father's not involved, or if you know what I'm saying, like that's probably a huge warning sign. It's a huge red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most likely. But, at the end of the day, even if the father's involved, a lot of times, man, they will acquiesce to the white mother anyway. So
Now
if
here, like, why is that? Because I don't like see, because like my thing is that if you're a man, right? Like if you're a male, in most situations, like the way shit used to be, the woman takes the maiden name and the woman takes the role of the wife, and the man is the leader of the household. So why you as a man in your relationship are acquiescing to your wife, I don't understand why anybody would do that. That's why, like, I hear that and I see that, right? Like, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but what I'm saying is that it couldn't be me, and I don't understand why motherfuckers do that. I do not understand that. And to me, like, dudes that do that are a detriment, if you ask me.
Well, the fact of the matter is because they don't want to rock the boat too much, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a lot of them dudes are also trying to acquiesce to their bosses. They're also, putting on that motherfucking shade when they go in front of their boss. Yes, sir. Sir, you know what I mean? They put on their good white voice and they trying to make everybody happy, and they try to look as non-threatening as possible. So, going along with all that, this is why they get their little white one. Look at me, I'm with this white woman, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
what it is, it's a form of acquiescence, right? And there's rarely a black man who's going to really teach his son about black shit. That's really with a white woman in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? Usually they're not, but every once in a while you might get it, right? Every once in a
Right.
while. I'm not saying every single time, but every once in a while. But even then, when you have that, then it becomes a problem later on when the kid becomes, 10, 11, 12, 13, because he's starting to talk to him about what it is. And she always wants to say, look, all you have to do is do this, 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 and this, and everything. But he's trying to tell him, nah, man, look, once you walk outside these doors, you're not safe. You feel me? And that will ultimately cause a problem. And, so most black men who are with white women will definitely acquiesce.
Yeah, and that's to me, that's a sad state of affairs, man. Like I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that, but I agree with that 100%. And I think that that's not how it should be. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to make it not like that, but it don't look like anything is changing anytime soon. And real quick, shout out to my man Torian Rain and everybody that just came in the last couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? We got Izzy in the building. You know what I'm saying? Busting out this 200 subscriber celebration of Reality Check Virtual Radio,
That's
Black Light
right.
Revelations podcast. You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you, what do you think about Torian's comment right here? He said it's still her world shared with that white man. Even when she is married to the black man, she still has some allegiance to that white man. And I could definitely
Absolutely.
rationalize that. I can definitely see that. And like you see that all the time, to be honest, for real. Like it's crazy how that shit work, because like it's a lot of times where that shit happens automatically without any without any assistance from either the woman or the man. It's like those type of situations where people be dipping all in the business and be all on some weird shit, and it's like there could be a case where like the woman didn't even call no attention to that, but society just goes around that because you automatically looked at like the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to always remember that that white woman can always weaponize her whiteness at any time in order to fucking check that nigga at any time. You understand what I mean? So what can happen is they can get in an argument. She can call the police and be like, look, that, you know, they'll separate.
Don't even have to call the police, can just start acting like a Karen in the middle of nowhere. And like, you know, if you, depending on what kind of area you are. And here's the thing, it don't even matter what kind of area you're in. People are so fucking programmed. You could be with a white woman in the middle of the hood, a white chick start Karening out, and everybody will run up on you and whoop your ass in the middle of the hood because motherfuckers are so stupid.
No, absolutely. You absolutely 100% right. You know what I mean? So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of these brothers that's with white women, if they are not pro-black from game start, and that white woman is not just, you know, accepting who the fuck her man is, if you're with a white woman, the fact of the matter is this: a lot of these brothers is buck broken. Let's just let's just call it what it is. These brothers is buck broken, and they have already been whipped by this white woman. You heard me? So the thing is at the end of the day, man, you know, these white women can't be trusted whether you fucking them or having kids by them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially with the white supremacy running the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Shit is ridiculous. I agree 110%. So let's check out some more of this real quick, because I know it's going to be some places you want to stop at.
60s. Race relations were getting better before that, but what happened was a huge group of people from the South migrated. So when like then you would see race relations get bad. So like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, basically.
So
and I might be butchering the years.
How does that? So she said race relations were getting better, but then people from the South migrated to the North, which the North historically had slightly better race relations than the South in the United States, and then they got bad. Like what's she talking about right there?
Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna just dispel that myth. That's a
do that.
This whole idea that the North was a little bit better than the fucking South, no, it wasn't. It was just as bad. It's just that they had a different form of racism,
right?
And their form of racism was a little bit closer to what today's form of racism is, but they were able to be very verbal about this shit. So that first off is bullshit. Number two, the race relations were not getting better. They were fucking worse after motherfucking after the end of slavery. Why? Because you had black code, you had pig law, you had motherfucking, you know, you had what is it called?
Jim Crow.
You know, Jim Crow. You see what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these laws gave the right to white men to beat the shit and kill black men just for looking at them wrong. It was called the correction law. You know what I mean? They had laws to do this. So when they say, oh, race relations were getting better, it's because what they're actually saying is black folks was bowing down because they knew better. You understand? So black folks, you know, in a lot of cases just did not do a whole lot of fighting.
So what they said, so when they say race relations was getting better, basically what they were saying is that people was tired of you know what I'm saying, the unfair fights and getting their ass whooped. So everybody just started acting like good Negroes.
Right. And then the ones that was sick of that shit got up and went to the North because they heard these bullshit stories about how the North was so much better and all these abolitionists was up there. But little did they know that they had their sundown towns. They had states that wouldn't even allow them to come into the state, like Oregon.
Right, like Oregon. I was just about to say like Oregon.
Right, like Oregon and many other little West Coast and northern states. You know what I mean? So this bullshit idea that black folks went into the North and then all of a sudden, you know, shit started getting better or race relations started getting worse. No, that's not true. The fact of the matter is this: when black folks started going into the North, what you started to have was a lot of motherfucking massacres, right? So you first had them in Slocum, you've had them in Oscarville, you had them in all these other places, but then they started going up to North, Tulsa, and you started having the Red Summer and motherfucking, you know what I mean? So it's like these motherfuckers want to keep on talking all this shit, but the fact of the matter is they didn't do nothing but just go off and kill niggas, right? And when they killed niggas, what they were doing, they were just trying to motherfucking intimidate black folks. And a lot of times it worked because they would just get away with it. You know what I mean? Black folks was getting accused of, raping white women when it was just another white man raping white women. Little boys was accused of killing little white girls, and then getting put into the fucking electric chamber as fucking 13-year-old little boys. The fact of the matter is these motherfuckers was liars, and she's a liar to even say some fucking nonsense like this. At the end of the day, these motherfuckers, these white folks in the North was just as bad as the white folks in the South.
Right. Real shit. Torian says, it's interesting. She said Roots was embellished, yet in this clip, she completely embellished what happened with black people post-slavery. Facts.
That's facts. But see, the thing is anybody who thinks that fucking Roots was a true story, you're a fucking idiot and you never fucking paid attention to Alex Haley. Okay? Right. This motherfucker didn't fucking say that, this was an absolute true story. I don't even know if he actually, if he said it was a true story at all.
Bro, anybody that's using this argument is basically saying black people don't deserve reparations because Star Wars isn't real. And George Lucas said that it wasn't real. Motherfucker, nobody said that we deserve reparations because of Star Wars. We said we deserve reparations because of our history of oppression and massacre and harm and being locked out of shit in the United States. That's why we said it, not because of a fucking movie. That's what Pearl's doing. And what's crazy about that shit is how you can literally say nonsensical, moronic shit like what she just did, and it's just accepted and touted as genius by, 90% of American society.
Yeah, and what it is it's another way to, again, trying to dismiss the claim of foundational Black Americans. The fact of the matter is this, even if foundational Black Americans were to say fuck slavery, we are still owed reparations based upon the things from 1865 all the way to fucking present. You can even go so far as to say, yeah, exactly, from 1865 to 1968 if you want to make that, but I don't even believe that shit. I think we should go from 1865 all the way to the present, because the fact of the matter is, as long as there is a Civil Rights Act that is the only way that we're getting our quote unquote equal rights, the fact that we are still considered second class citizens, bro. That's the bottom line of it. No matter what anybody wants to say, Civil Rights Act doesn't mean nothing, but we know you a second class citizen. You know you a second class citizen, and we will give you what we want to give you, period. That's it.
Right. Real shit. So Elijah says, how do you feel about Cali getting reparations? What's your thoughts about it? Have you been paying attention to what's going on with Cali? And I think they got something separate in San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco is starting to give up. They're trying to actually set up something in order for them to give out reparations. But see, here it goes. The San Francisco Black Caucus is actually against it. The Black Caucus of San Francisco is actually against it, and the president had
is the NAACP.
Right. And again, this is what I'm talking about. When you understand the game that is being played, you have to understand that the Congressional Black Caucus, the state Black Caucuses, the NAACP, if anyone is against reparations, these are not your brothers. These are not Black folks. These are 9 times out of 10, they're going to be immigrants, first, second, or third gen immigrants that came here maybe a little bit earlier. These is old men that were okay, or they were old men that was a part of the Civil Rights Act back in the day. But the fact of the matter is, I've already said this many, many, many times. Black folks, okay, and I hate to say this, even foundational Black folks, okay, that are older, a part of the Civil Rights era, these old niggas gave up. I'm sorry, okay? They gave up. They got happy with what they got, and they felt like they got everything that they wanted. They gave up. They gave up on their ancestors. They gave up on the young young black men and women that came up after them, their grandchildren, their children, they gave up because they were happy with what they got. A lot of these motherfuckers got rich and got paid off of Civil Rights Act and weren't really worried about really getting anything
Look
equal.
at
They just
look at Al Sharpton's crooked ass. He's still getting paid.
right. These motherfuckers got paid and they're happy because they're comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Again, these are niggas that supposedly fought, but these motherfuckers hurried up and cashed in that paycheck, and these motherfuckers ain't nothing but worthless now. So
A lot of the old civil rights dudes, a lot of the old civil rights black people, as little as it's talked about, are actually informants from COINTELPRO too.
Absolutely.
That are now working government jobs, and nobody talks about that shit.
Oh, that's true too. That's a whole nother thing that we need to jump in. But I mean, you have to understand all of these things. And this is why one of the biggest things that, you know, some of us younger foundational black Americans need to do, we need to get inside the NAACP. We need to start running this, and we need to stop allowing motherfuckers to run these groups. The Congressional Black Caucus, we need to either say they do not represent us, or you need to start taking away them motherfuckers' jobs, period. Because these motherfuckers do not speak for us. They are against us, and they know that they're against us because they are getting more checks in order to be against us. They are being told, hey, look, vote on our side and we'll just break you off this. These motherfuckers ain't nothing but filthy fucking, they're just pigs, they're greedy, and that's all they out here for. So they need to go. They need to go, period. No ifs, no ands, no buts. These motherfuckers need to go. And if they don't go, and if we can't get them out, we need to start our own new Congressional Black Caucus. We need to start our own new state caucuses, black caucuses. We need to start to do all of these things our own. We cannot allow these motherfuckers, these old fucking worn out ex-civil rights motherfuckers to speak for us. We can't allow tethers to speak for us, and we can't allow motherfuckers to start gaining off of what the fuck we are building and what we are trying to do, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is going to help black folks, you know, and our ancestors for years to come, period.
Right. You see what DJ almost said? He said, Black Light, salute to Izzy, the vegetable tail verbal assassin.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man. You know, I've been going after these motherfuckers next. A lot of people go after these dudes next, but a lot of these motherfuckers is not willing to stand by their word. And I ain't willing to stand by that shit because I've been saying this shit for years. The Congressional Black Caucus, NAACP, the state black caucuses, you know, all these older civil rights motherfuckers who think that they somehow still have a foot in this motherfucking game, all of them need to be banished. They need to be kicked out of here. They need to be told, go home, retire, and go eat your soup and your sandwich at 12 o'clock and go to bed at 5. You know what I mean?
And not even that. Honestly, if you ask me, they need to be put on public trial for treason.
Oh, that's
and then whatever they get found in their sentence, get the sentence executed, because these people have been assisting in our genocide.
That's right. That's right. You know,
and they need to be made an example of, like the Congressional Black Caucus. All these people need to be made a public example of, to deter that behavior from ever happening again. Because these people, like Jim Clyburn and Clarence Thomas, are the same motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And putting on cosplay, acting like they're fighting each other while they both just sitting there sucking the grease off of bacon, while everybody else is out here hungry and trying to fight and do what we can to keep our heads above water. And they sitting up here doing fish fries, and you know what I'm saying? Oh boy, got his wife down there at January 6th and not doing shit to help improve the conditions that we're dealing with here. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that we've been starved out. Like, we haven't gotten any kind of restitution for any kind of shit that's happened to us. Like, nothing was ever done to replace any of those people's businesses or property or anything that was taken when they were in Oregon. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit. Hey, but you gotta also understand, look, tell grandma and grandpa, look, I love your ribs, I love your pork chops, I love your fish fry, I love your motherfucking
sweet potato salad.
Stay the fuck in the goddamn